I'm going to walk through this home theater bundle the way you'd actually set it up in a living room, so you can tell if it's worth the cash or if you'd be better off mixing and matching something else. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. The big question most people have when they see a complete system like this is whether the pieces really work together, if the sound quality lives up to the Klipsch name, and whether the Denon receiver adds any hidden value beyond the usual 75 watts per channel. First off, the bundle throws a lot at you: 2 or 610F floor-standing speakers, a pair of our 41mm bookshelf speakers for surround, Air 52C center channel, and a Denon HEOS 670H receiver that touts HEOS streaming in 8K video pass-through. On paper it looks like a ready-made 5.1, or 5.2 if you decide to add a sub later. That's attractive for anyone who's tired of hunting for matching components, but it also means you're committing to Klipsch's horn-loaded design and Denon's software ecosystem in one go. Who should consider this bundle? If you're moving into a medium-sized room, say a 12 to 15-foot rectangle, and you want a system that can handle movies, TV shows, and music without needing a separate subwoofer right away, this is a solid entry point. The R610F Floorstanders are the workhorses. They deliver the punchy highs and tight mid-range that Klipsch is known for, which translates to clear dialogue and an engaging cinematic feel even at moderate volumes. The R41mm bookshelf speakers slot nicely into the side or rear positions, giving you decent surround immersion without overwhelming the front stage. The center channel, the R52C, is purpose-built for dialogue, so you'll notice fewer muffled lines in action movies or sitcoms. And the Denon HEOS 670H ties everything together with a user-friendly menu, built-in Wi-Fi, and HEOS for multi-room streaming. If you're a first-time home theater buyer who wants a plug-and-play experience, this is probably the least stressful route. Who should skip it? If you already own a decent AVR or have a strong brand preference, say you're loyal to Yamaha or Sony, the Denon receiver might feel like an unnecessary extra. Likewise, if you're a bass-hungry gamer or movie enthusiast who insists on a dedicated subwoofer from day one, you'll end up buying an additional component anyway, which cuts into the all-in-one savings. Also, the horn-loaded tweeters on the R610F are great for efficiency, but they can sound a bit bright in very reflective rooms with hard flooring, so if you have an untreated space with lots of glass, you may need to invest in acoustic treatment or consider a softer-sounding speaker line. Now, let's talk about real-world performance. I set up the system in a typical suburban living room with a 65-inch 4K TV on a low TV stand. The floorstanders sat on a carpeted area with a small piece of felt beneath each to reduce vibration. The receiver's quick setup wizard walked me through speaker distance and level calibration. It uses a built-in microphone to measure room response, which is a nice convenience compared to manual test tones. After the auto-calibration, the front stage felt balanced. The R610FS gave a warm, forward sound that filled the room without needing to crank the volume. Dialogue was crisp, thanks to the R52C, and the R41MS provided an ambient surround that was noticeable but not distracting, perfect for a just-right surround feel when watching a thriller. Because the Denon HEOS 670H supports HEOS, I could stream Spotify directly from my phone and switch to a Blu-ray player for a movie night without swapping cables. The 8K pass-through is essentially future-proofing. I haven't had any 8K sources to test, but the HDMI 2.1 ports mean you won't need a new receiver when you eventually upgrade. One practical upside is the remote's dedicated movie, music, and games modes, which apply preset EQ curves. In a quick gaming session, the games mode gave me a slightly elevated bass response that made explosions feel more visceral without muddying the mid-range where directional cues sit. On the downside, the 75 watts per channel rating of the Denon isn't as high as some competing AVRs that push 100 watts, and you'll notice it when you try to drive the floorstanders to very high SPLs in a larger space. In a 20-plus foot room, the R610FS would need more power to fill the area, and the receiver's headroom could become a limiting factor. Another practical issue is the lack of a dedicated subwoofer output in the bundle. You have to add your own sub if you want that extra low-end thump. That's not a deal-breaker, but it does mean that complete system label is a bit misleading. Most reviewers will expect a sub with a 5.1 package. If you're comparing price per channel, the bundle actually offers a decent discount versus buying each component separately. Klipsch's floorstanders and center channel alone sit at a premium price point, and the Denon receiver is typically priced a bit higher than entry-level models. By bundling, you save a few $100s, which is where the real value lies. The trade-off is you're locked into a